Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and that there's Tom, and that there's a wasp that was just flying around me. Guys, today I'm going to be working on some problems that I have. Came after Tom.
Yeah, I could hear it.
I have some rotten wood on my deck. Sounds like a personal problem, doesn't it?
Kind of does.
Yeah.
I think they make a cream for that now.
Yeah. So anyway, I bought this stuff because I saw it on online. It's called re-rot, which I don't understand the name of it. Because re-rot, doesn't that mean like it rots again?
That sort of implies that it's new rot, like rotting a second time, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't understand that. So anyway,
If it was like de-rot, that would make sense.
Right. Or yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the name. They couldn't have come up with a better name than this. Anyway, if it works great, it'll be down in the affiliate program, right, Tom?
Shopping button.
Yeah, if we can find it somewhere, because I got this from Amazon.
True.
I'm sure somebody has it. But anyway, so right here you can see on the step I have see how it's rotten in here? So I took my leaf blower first and I blew the really loose stuff. Some of the stuff I can't get out. And from what it says, that's the first thing you want to do. If you have something like, you know, like this or something, you can try and get it out like that. That's pretty deep. I'm not worried about that. So the thing I have to worry about is that the first step is to kind of pour epoxy in there. And that's going to be more liquidy. So as you can see, it'll just keep running down this way. So what I'm going to try to do is create a little dam action on this. And I'm going to try to get this piece of tape down in here so that I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to try to get this out of here too. I'm going to try to get this down in there.
I feel like getting it like into there would be the harder part.
Yeah, if I can just get it down far enough, you know, that it kind of dams it up. That's the most important thing. So it's just not going to the ground. It seems like I pushed one end down. Oh, you son of a mother. Don't need that piece. You know what? I'm going to just leave it like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to try it with a new piece, but I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to fold it so it's not so sticky. And try to get it like this. See if this works. I mean, I could put the putty knife really down, all the way down like that, right?
As long as you didn't need it for anything else.
But, well, this is for the second step. So anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to need a cup to mix it with, rag, and it comes with gloves. So
does it also come with a mixer, like a stick or something? I see it does.
Like a tongue presser.
Yeah, really.
So you have, this is the resin, this is the hardener.
Oh, so it's like a resin kit.
Yeah, and then
maybe that's what the re part of it stands for, resin.
Here's the gloves. This it says not to use for this part here. This is more for like using it for this. What it is that first you put resin in it, and then you don't fill it all the way to the top, and then you can mix this flour stuff up, right? It's wood flour or something like that it's called, and you mix that with the epoxy and the hardener, and it makes like a paste, and then it's like wood filler.
That makes sense.
So the first step is to put these gloves on so I can mix this up. And
because you don't want that stuff on your hands.
No.
It's a little breezy.
Yeah. It's like every day so far, isn't it? Breeze.
Well, time of year.
So like listening to this all around. Yeah, it's also that time of year too.
Yeah.
The loud obnoxiousness of motorcycles. Because that's how it should be. It should be that everybody who loves to play with their little toys gets to make all the noise they want. Right? Okay, so this basically this is 2 to 1. So you're going to put enough of this in and a 2 parts of this to 1 part of that. So if I put in, say, 2 ounces of the resin, I only want to put 1 ounce of the hardener in.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you gotta kind of estimate how much you're gonna need in there, right? So, that's the hard part. But you don't want to overfill this. You want it to be under, so that way when you make the wood filler, that'll go on the top. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Follow me?
I think so.
So I'm thinking for this, oh man, this is ridiculous. Stupid wind. I'm thinking for this, of course it has to have. See, I'm going to need it to go under this, right? So it's going to take a little bit to fill in there. So I'm thinking I'm going to do about, I'm just going to pour this in because I don't have to worry about the hardener yet. And we know that I'm going to take it about 2 ounces, I think. It's not going to start hardening up yet.
Right.
All right, so there's 2 ounces. So that means I'm going to put 1 ounce of hardener in it. Put this on my paper towels. Right? No, that's half. That would be half. If I put 2 ounces of that, then I want to put...
You need 1 ounce of that, because 1 is half of 2.
Oh, yeah. I was right the first time, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is where... Come on. This has plastic in it. Okay. So now this, I'm going to put about 1 ounce in there, which I'm going to have to guess where that is, right? Right? So I'm just going to keep going like this. That's about 1 ounce. Alright, so put that up like that. Take my stick. And it says to mix it good. Like you got to constantly scrape the sides for about 35-40 seconds.
That makes sense. Don't want it to sit around too long or else it'll stop hardening.
Right.
Or else it'll start hardening, rather.
And I'm just going to mix. It's still pretty thin. Probably way more than what I needed for this, but I've never used this before, so it's like I didn't know how much to put in here, you know.
I get you.
I'll learn after this first one, that's for sure.
I think you're somewhere between 30 and 45 seconds.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. So take this out, put that there, and now I'm just going to pour this in there. Let that soak in there.
Blow into all the spaces.
Yeah, and one of the stupid tape. Yeah, see now it's probably all leaking right through the bottom.
I was about to say, how do you know it's not just going right through?
Right, probably is. I guess the other way to do it is to put this down there like that.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that works a little better. Oh, good thing I mixed so much, huh? I'm gonna put some in the crack here. I'm pouring all this in there.
So it's just like a resin filler and like a protection
exactly.
against it from
Exactly.
from further rot.
Yeah, and then like I said, and then you make sure you get it. The more that you have on top, the worse it's going to be as far as sanding.
Right.
But I guarantee a lot of this went down through the bottom, which kind of sucks. And what I might have to do on this one is let this dry. I think it takes 1 hour to 2 hours for this to dry, and then mix some more and put it in there and let it fill up. I'll try it that way, because it just seems to me like it just went right through the bottom, which will be a problem with this because I can't see the bottom.
Right.
You know, when I put this in there, that should have stopped it, but it looks like it just, I mean, if you look in there, it just looks like it's
Just flowed right out the bottom.
Yeah, so we'll see how this works. This might be a problem, you know what I'm saying? So the next step is going to be, again, I'm going to wait for this to dry, or at least to get really, really thick, and then put the next one in there and see how that works. We'll see how hard it gets too. So we'll turn the camera back on when we get to that point. So now it's nice and
Windy.
out. Unbelievable. So anyway, it's hard now, as you can see. Right? And then this piece here, what happened was this got stuck. So I had to knock it out, and when I did, it broke this piece off. So I had to put it on this. Now it's nice and hard and it won't move now. See? So, and what I've read from the instructions and stuff is like, it's not that you're supposed to have the epoxy all in this thing. It's that you needed to just penetrate into the fibers of the wood to make that all hard. It's the wood filler that's going to fill in all the gaps. So, that's our next step now. I also did all them, because I figured we already showed on this, so now I'm going to be making the wood filler dough. And so what this is saying is that you mix whatever amount that you're putting in total of this, you put in ounces of this. So let's say I'm going to put in, let's see, almost 4 ounces of this, so I'll put in 2 ounces of this. And then so that's 6 ounces. So I'll put 6 ounces of this in. That's a lot, right? And I'm using one of these instead of the cups. So I'm gonna put 6 ounces in this before I even, and hopefully it doesn't blow all around, because that would suck.
Yep.
And of course, I didn't bring anything out to cut it, but that's all right. Yeah, it's gonna blow all over the place. So I'm gonna put 6 ounces in. Well, I'm gonna try to put 6 ounces into this, and try not to breathe it all in. Okay, I gotta find 6 ounces on this. There it is. This is just, looks like it's just wood fibers.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like sawdust, you know?
Right.
Oops. Alright, so I got 6 ounces in there. I'm going to put this over on the side so it doesn't blow all over the place, hopefully. And then I'm going to put in here, ugh, I hate wind. I'm going to put in here exactly 4 ounces of this and 2 ounces of this. As I can hear the wind starting to gust right now. I'm going to cover that up. Then we put in 4 ounces, or what did I say? Yeah, 4 ounces of this. So this is going to go down to, that's about 1, 2, 3, somewhere's down in there. Somewhere's down in there. Okay. Because I want to make a decent amount of this, because I got a lot of filler to put in. And it takes a while for this stuff to dry, so not too worried about that. It doesn't take that long to dry. As you can see, like, look at this.
But it takes long enough that you can still work with it.
Yeah. And now I want to put in 2 ounces of this. Right, so go right down to there. Alright. Set there. And now, I don't know if you're supposed to mix that first or not. I don't remember that part of it, but I'm going to mix it anyway. And yeah, just get it all over the place, why don't you? That's just stupid. Mix it carefully, guys.
Mix it carefully.
Ah! I'm getting it everywhere.
You're not being careful.
Nope, I'm not being careful, because I'm trying to go kind of fast, you know? Alright, so now I'm going to put this in. Oh, put that in. Oh, this will be fun. Oh, yeah. And here comes the wind. Because it couldn't wait until after I was done this, right, Tom?
Nope.
So it's going to make it like a paste now, which is good. That's what you want.
And you just fill that into the gap and...
Yeah. And you're going to fill that in there. Mix it up nice and good though, guys. Because you want to get all that, the hardener and the resin and the... Looks good, doesn't it, Tom?
No.
Not at all. All right, it's starting to get a little bit thick now. Now, supposedly you can put more in this, and it'll get more doughy. Like, you know, you can mold it.
More what? Wood filler?
Yeah, you can put more wood of the wood filler in there, and it'll get more doughy.
Ah, interesting.
So it'll be more like almost like clay. But I don't need that. I don't need to get any thicker because I need to get down inside there. And then you can use a putty knife.
Hence why you brought it out.
Hence why I put it out, yes. I'm gonna try and get this all the way back here like this. I'm trying to push it in there like that. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna put it like that, and now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna try to just like that. See? And I'm gonna put some more down in there. Come like that. Alright? So I'm also gonna put a little gap in here because I want it to look natural.
Right.
And the nice thing about this is you can sand it.
Good.
So it will be definitely, let's put it back here. There we go. All right, that's that one. Now I got all these other ones over here to do, which is a lot more.
But it's why you made so much.
What's that?
It's why you made so much.
Yeah. This right here is really a big void. Big void there. Put some down in this one. These are, both of these are. Why did the wood rot here? That's, you know, that'd be a great question. What is the problem right here?
Right, it's not like it'll drip off the roof or something.
No, right. If it was right under the overhang, I could understand. Okay, that's where it's coming from. Here, I don't understand it.
'Cause even if the water like ran down it,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it?
I feel like there'd be more damage.
Right. I'm gonna put it everywhere where I can. Try to get it in here. I'm gonna go down this. I should have probably used the other side of this where it was nice and flat. I'll try to do that without getting it all over my hands, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, you could use your putty knife on this as a bee flies around my head. That's one thing about this time of year, guys.
Hanging around.
Bees. They're all over the place. And the reason why I'm trying this is because, like I said, if worse come to worse and this didn't work, I'm going to just buy new wood and replace the boards here. But I'm going to try this first.
Just to see what happens?
Just to see what happens. Luckily, this stuff doesn't dry super fast. So I can kind of...
You don't have to like rush through it to get it done.
Right.
You can just go through it.
And this is basically what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get rid of the rotten stuff on here. Right? Not the good wood, just the rotten stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's natural cracks in some of it, right? As you can see, I'm trying to put it everywhere where I put the epoxy already. And I know you're probably like, wow, it's pretty sloppy. Yeah, it is sloppy right now. Poppy's a little sloppy.
That's why you clean it up with a putty knife.
Stupid wind.
As the plastic cup runs away.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to just get it as best as I can with this right now. And then I'll go over with the putty knife to get this tape I don't really need this tape on this part anymore. I'm trying to fill in everywhere where I put that epoxy stuff already.
Right.
And I can always make another batch of this and fill in all these cracks if I wanted to. But I'm only going to do so far whatever I have made already. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use my putty knife only because I can use the whatever I have left over. And don't forget, like I said, doesn't matter if it's not exactly flat because I can still sand this after it's done.
Right.
See, look how much I have left over here. So I can fill in the crack as far as I want to now. It's kind of like spackling, right?
Right.
The worst thing is going to be is that the longer it dries, the harder it is to work with this stuff, you know?
Right.
That looks pretty good to me. Just make sure, the one part that I want to make sure that I get it the most is where it was rotten the most, you know?
Yep.
There you go. And that, get it in there. There we go. That's how I'm going to let it sit. I'm going to get any excess that, the more you can get off, the less you'll have to sand. Right?
Makes sense.
All right, so we're going to see what this is going to actually turn out like, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's going to take hours for this now, you know?
Right.
I just want to get up the clumps. The glumps or the clumps. And I want to check out where I did at the beginning. Now that looks pretty good. I'm not worried about this. Maybe I'll put a little bit more because it looks like it sunk down a little bit there. Why not?
Probably not a bad idea.
Put that like that. Put this like that. And last but not least, get that out of there. All right, there we go. And that's all there is to this. We'll see how this works. So far, I like what the epoxy did to it. It made it nice and firm, so I don't have to worry about it being soft where you step on it. And this knife is pretty much trash now. I don't think I'll ever be able, unless I can scrape this off, which, I mean, look at this. I can't even get those pieces off right there. So I'll try to scrape it off to save it, but if I can, I can't. But there you go, guys. We'll see how this works with the wood filler. And then after this is all completely hard, then it's sanding. I'm sanding this whole deck, this deck, that walkway, and around the outside of the pavilion.
Huh?
Huh? What? Did you say something?
You said I'm doing it.
Guys, I hope you liked this video. Until next time, grab yourself something cold to drink, put your feet up and relax. I'll meet you at the lounge.